Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your month ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. If you want to get on the winter solstice alignment activation session, you can do so in the description box below. And finally, I have created a retrograde survival kit. That's right, you heard me. As Mercury goes retrograde at the end of the month, it is half price up until that day, after which it will go up to $39.99, but it is currently, if I don't destroy the place, $19.99 instead of $39.99. So if you want to get that before the retrograde comes and get your survival strategy in place, then you can do so in the description box below. With that said, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what the month of October has in store for you, Sagittarius. What is your actions and interactions with the world at large saying for October? And this month you get the King of Swords, right? So this is about you looking at your intelligence. It's about you looking at your mind. But more importantly, this looks like you are either starting some form, and it's probably not the best time if it is a Mercury retrograde coming up. It looks like you're starting something of a legal nature. Now, it doesn't have to be a dispute. It could be anything from signing documents, signing paperwork. It could see you signing a contract of some kind, right? The fact that you've got this in your actions and interactions with the world at large, it looks like it's something that you're initiating. My advice to you is, if you can, get it done before the Mercury shadow, which will be, I believe, the second week of the month, right? And then after that, it's slowing right down to go retrograde on the 31st of October. So if you can, my advice would be to hold off on signing anything, any important documents. If you have to do it, if it's an absolute must, then obviously plan accordingly. Make sure you read the fine print, make sure that you've stated everything that you can give, that you will give, and that you won't. Now, King of Swords as a person is an air sign male. This would be an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. And the fact that this is in your actions with the world at large means that this month you are seeking out, people that are in professions of a legal nature. It could mean that you are aligning yourself with teachers, with mentors of some kind. The thing about the King of Swords, he tends to be an older person. It's usually somebody that's already achieved their own success, notoriety, very much a boss-like or authority type figure. And it looks like this month you're seeking to align yourself with authority figures, people that are in positions of power, or people that are in positions to make decisions that are going to be pertinent or important to you. It looks like you have the ear of said people this month. It's kind of like by showing your determination and drive this month, those people that are in authority are like, yeah, okay, you know what, I can work with this person. So your money and materials for the month ahead have the Queen of Swords, right? So this is interesting because you get a mated pair. So there's definitely something going on when it comes to your finances and your actions. So it looks like any documents, any contracts that you're having drawn up, having signed up, having looked at or sending. For a lot of you as well, the word that I'm hearing is proposal. Whatever your proposals are. I mean, a proposal, writing a proposal, researching for a proposal, all brilliant things to do during a Mercury retrograde. It's the signing itself that you want to hold off on, usually because there's things that need to be shifted or changed once Mercury has gone direct. Now, the Queen of Swords represents balance and fairness, but she also represents the need to not necessarily, maybe the need to go to war, but also the need for frank discussion when it comes to your finances, right? Especially for those of you that are partnered, this looks like a month where you're going to have to really kind of, it looks like you're getting very scrutinizing about who pays for what, why they pay for it, and ultimately if that is fair. You could be asking yourself a lot of questions this month month about, right, what am I paying for and what am I getting out of what I pay for. It looks like you're really, you know, things like that are coming under the microscope for you this month. Now, because you've got the king and queen right next to each other, they represent, you know, the king and queen together. That's a point of growth. So whatever it is that you are having that you're proposing, that you're having drawn up, whatever it is that you're creating, it has the potential to be very, very good. It could be a book, it could be a blog. It's something either academic or professional in nature, because it comes through the guise of the swords cards, which is all to do with the intellect. It's all to do with books, learning, academia, law, you know, documents, paperwork. It's the paperwork, the filing, all of that sort of stuff behind this. So it's a very interesting month for you guys in general. Lots of air energy as well. I mean, we are in Libra season this month, you know, heading into Scorpio. So that's going to be an interesting one as well. So your communications with the world at large, you've got the Hangman. If you find that you are having to go back and forth over things this month when it comes to communications, especially communications of a legal nature, especially communications of a factual or documentational nature, the Hangman is basically saying, ease it up. This is a time for you to really pull back. And actually, if I'm honest, it looks more like reassessment and reevaluation. And these are things that actually the Hanged Man, you know, aside from its martyrdom and all the rest of it that it's got, some of the taglines for this card are reassessment or reevaluation. The fact that this comes right next to the Queen of Swords really does tell me that when it comes to finances, when it comes to anything to do with paperwork, documents, or anything like that, this month you really want to rein it back. Like I said, making the preparation now is really good. In fact, it will probably be better done than ever before, right? Because the thing is, I can say this to you because during the last Mercury retrograde, I had so much stuff that I was creating behind the scenes. I was just working on. And then once I'd finished it, I was kind of itching to release it all at the same time, but I knew that I couldn't. And because I waited after, you know, Mercury cleared its retrograde and then went in, you know, post shadow, should I say, it's had much better results than it probably would have done. The Hanged Man represents the sign of Pisces, and because it is in your communication sector, reassessment, reevaluation, but also looking at where it is that you may have been too self-sacrificing. Where is it that you're maybe not compromising your work, but where is it maybe that you're compromising your quality of life based on censoring yourself or editing yourself for other people? This is about really taking a long, hard look at those things. And this month, you might find yourself you know, really assessing that and really looking at it and reassessing it as well. So your heart and half sector, okay, so you've had a jumping card and it's a good one. You've got the Lovers in the love sector, right? So for those of you that are single, it kind of says that if you have been kind of, you know, maybe seeing somebody and getting to know them and thinking, oh, you know what, yeah, actually this could become something, it looks like it's slowing down. It doesn't stop, it's not going anywhere, but it's asking you to take a deeper look below the surface at who this person actually is. They have a lot of vulnerability about them, right? Because you've got the Lovers card right next to the Hanged Man, which means if they divulge this to you this month, it's a time for you to really get to grips with who they are at a deeper level and see if that actually works for you. For those of you that are partnered, this is great because it looks like you and your partner are choosing each other. And actually your bond takes on almost like a spiritual feel this month. It's where you say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to recommit to this person. I'm going to, and this has been a theme for you guys as well over the last sort of 6-7 weeks, I believe. And that's going to be a really important thing. When you recommit to somebody or anybody, the bond deepens. When you recommit to something, it's like saying, you know what, it's been good up until now. I'm ready to take it even further. That's a really powerful place to be. So your first week of the month, You got the tree of life, right? So you're definitely creating something. You're definitely putting something together piece by piece. It's almost like something is going from the conceptual as an idea, and it's now becoming real. It's now becoming tangible. This is about something that you've worked on for quite some time, something that you've already done you've really looked at the details. It's not something that you've just hashed together and thrown together. Just like I said, I kind of feel if there's something that needs to be signed because of it, either get it done before the second week of the month, or if possible, wait. Yeah, you could be collaborating as well. It looks like collaborating, but with people that are real movers and shakers, people that are in positions to really affect change effectively. The second week of the month, you've got the High Priestess right underneath the Queen of Swords. Now, this is interesting. You could be spotting where you have either been overcharged this month and you could be fighting to get that money back. You could be spotting that actually you could get a better deal elsewhere. It's almost like you're streamlining your finances this month because hidden things are coming to light. So where your hidden expenses are, you will catch that this month. Where you could do better or get better, from what it is that you've got or from what it is that you're aligned to financially, you're really paying attention to. Interestingly enough, when it comes to paperwork, signing documents, contracts, all that sort of stuff, you are going through everything with a fine tooth comb and you're trusting your intuition to say, yes, I'm going to go for this, or no, I'm not going to. You're very, very decisive this month. You got a lot of that, because the thing is with the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, these are very decisive cards and they come out, quite heavily there, which is great. So your third week of the month, you got the Strength card underneath the Hanged Man. This is interesting because you might have a bit of a period this month where you think, oh, do you know what? I feel like I'm sitting on my hands. I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I need to be doing something. When you have this slowdown, especially when it comes to communications, don't force it. If you force it, you're going to break it, right? It literally is that. Like sometimes when you've got a gadget or a hoo-ha or whatever, and something needs to go inside and you're like, oh, I could just force it. The second you force it, you end up breaking it. It's very much the same way with communications this month. Allow them to be organic, allow them to flow as they need to, or slow down as they need to. Life is about ebb and flow. It's about wax and wane, right? Just like the moon. We are cyclic beings and everything happens in those sort of undulating forces. Tap into that and be okay with it as it's happening. Your fourth week of the month, you got the Hanged Man. All right, so for those of you that are partnered, definitely the deepening of a bond. It takes on almost like a spiritual nature. For those of you that are single, you're really getting the other side of a person, right? And everybody has, the side that they present the world, the side that they are at home when, the curtains are closed and the doors are shut, who mostly only your parents or your partner really know. Do you know what I mean? Like that aspect of you. And then there's the, and better known as your sun, moon and rising, right? So you're getting to see behind the scenes of who somebody actually is this month. For those of you that are single, for those of you that are meeting somebody new, for those of you that are in newly fledged relationships, you could be deepening your bond by getting to know different aspects of the person that you are with, right? And that's what happens over time in relationships. And then finally, your key to the month. Your key to the month. La, 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 la. All right, your key to the month is the Three of Swords, right? So the Three of Swords is about letting something go. And it looks like the word I'm hearing is forfeit. You might have to forfeit something this month. You might have to, it might be a time frame. It might be something, you might have set your sights on a goal or a task or something happening exactly in this way. And with the Three of Swords, it kind of says you will get what you want, but it probably won't come in the package and all the rest of it that you're hoping for. And if that is the case, you need to be able to dissociate yourself from, it's like if somebody said to you, right, I'm going to give you £1 million, but you say to yourself, oh, well, if I'm going to get £1 million, that can only be through a lottery win. Okay, well, you've just shut down like however many other avenues there to getting exactly what you wanted. You know, don't cut your nose off to spite your face this month. If there's something that you need to forfeit in order to have something better later down, then it's definitely worth doing. All right. The Three of Swords does suggest that you are letting go. You're going to have to let go of an idea or a preconceived notion of how something could be. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.